The latest news that I'm reading today has me more excited about JASMY and the potential gains that it's going to see over the next couple of years than anything I've been reading recently. As well as that, I've uncovered something about JASMY that is absolutely blowing my mind, and I can't see it happening in any other crypto project right now. Also, JASMY is looking very exciting on the charts. All of that in this video, so hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into it, guys. So just to build a bit of context before we dive into this news, JASMY, Decentralized Data Democracy. What does that really mean? Well, it means all the data that we're producing on a daily basis by using our phones and using our laptops is being processed by huge corporations around the world and used without our say-so. As well as that, that data is extremely valuable to some big organizations. They pay a lot of money for it, and yet we don't see any of that money in return. This is where JASMY steps in. Something's happened in the last couple of days that is really demonstrating more than ever why there is a requirement for JASMY. Now, as we know, JASMY still allows organizations to gather data, but instead of having data on different people, we know that it's encrypted. We also know that the average user is now getting cash back in JASMY tokens for the information they provide to their networks. JASMY coins are then paid by the merchant and they go back to the users. And this is pretty much decentralized, taking away the monopoly of the big players. And you're saying, who are the monopoly? Where are these big players? Meta, what used to be Facebook, slapped with a record $1.3 billion US fine over data privacy. Why is this such a big deal? Well, you know that you are producing all this data, and Facebook, you are probably aware, knows more about you than you probably even know about yourself. And what we'll find out in this article down below is that Meta was fined a record amount of money because it violated EU laws by transferring the personal data of Facebook users to servers in the United States. So if you're from anywhere in Europe, all of your information was taken away from you and then transferred across to another part of the world without your say-so. Now, the average person might not be affected by this, but I'd almost say that we do have a right to a certain level of privacy. Since we created it, we are therefore the owner. So we probably have a right as well to be able to decide what happens to it. So why should all these companies have the access to the information that I'm creating by my data usage and then transfer it over to whoever they like for the highest fee possible? So this is incredibly important. And I think this is going to show the rest of the world that there's really a requirement to change how things are done when it comes to data. JASMY is doing that, and that's why I'm extremely bullish on JASMY. But it's not just that. I came over to Twitter because obviously I decided I wanted to make a video about JASMY after reading this news article, and I thought, well, what other news can I throw in there to make it a little bit more valuable to the viewer? And there is a lot of news circulating around JASMY right now, and a lot of other guys are talking about it, and that's obviously important, and it's some really exciting and good news about NFT projects and other things like that. But if I type in at the top, JASMY, something happens that doesn't happen with any other crypto project out there. If you go down through this page, there's literally an army of people who are supporting JASMY. Now, there's loads of different names down below, guys, that aren't really associated with JASMY, but so many people are tweeting about JASMY. All of the news, everyone is super excited. And if you get into the Discord, then you'll see that JASMY has this insanely hyped community. And they're excited about this community because of what JASMY offers, not only in terms of a financial investment, but also what it offers and what it means for the average person and their data security. Now, obviously, there's all sorts of wild and wonderful information about JASMY here and all the things that are happening, but it's well worth coming across and just seeing how excited people are about JASMY. So, what is JASMY doing right now on the charts? Is it a good time to buy? Oh, guys, let's jump across and take a look. So before we look at JASMY, just want to quickly look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin obviously drives the rest of the market. When we see Bitcoin moving, JASMY also takes a move as well. We've seen that Bitcoin has been range bound down here between sort of 27,600 and 25,800. We've been in this symmetrical triangle. We've broken towards the upside, although we are running into some stiff resistance here. I do anticipate that we will potentially see a reversal. If Bitcoin is unable to break beyond this level up to around 28,200, then we could well see Bitcoin have a slide down. I think it would potentially go to around 24,200, which would pull JASMY with it. But let's see what's really going on in JASMY. Now, we did see JASMY the other day have a nice kind of move towards the upside, and then we saw this big sell-off. That was basically to do with the stuff that happened on Binance. Okay, Binance said that they were going to move it to their innovation zone. I made a video on JASMY the other day to discuss why potentially that Binance did that. So make sure you go check that out. I'll link it to the end of this video. And now what we can see is JASMY reacting interestingly with this green zone. And if I was to drag the green zone further across, we can see that interesting things happen every time JASMY gets into this area. And what's the interesting thing? Well, we find support here and then we rally towards the upside. It happened the first time back in January. It happened again on the 25th of March. And are we about to see it happen once more? Well, what we can actually see that's developing on JASMY right now is an ascending triangle. Obviously, we've dipped into this area here and we shows we're getting bought up. What is important that we're starting to get these higher lows coming in. This ultimately is a bullish pattern, okay? We might anticipate a movement, something like that. Now, that doesn't mean that we're 100% going to be pushing back towards these levels though. But what I want to point out is a daily chart for JASMY. Now this is obviously a very, very significant downtrend for JASMY, okay? We did break above it the other day and I did anticipate that we might see a further push. And you can see that we got that Binance news. Now many people believe that Binance was just manipulating the price and trying to get it to drop lower so that they could buy more. Potentially. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I think there is still FUD surrounding JASMY, and there are people who would like to take profits on it. I think the rest of the crypto market is also looking a bit unsteady. So the smaller market cap coins, of which JASMY is, which is around top 150, will obviously see downside action when the rest of the market does as well. However, what we're identifying is potentially we're able to get back above this green line because we got faked out already. We've pushed back down and we pushed up. If we're back above this green line, which would be around 0.6 cents, I can see JASMY then starting to rally pretty quickly up through these resistance zones. This up here would probably be where we would anticipate seeing a quick JASMY move to if we saw Bitcoin moving aggressively as well. That could be potentially a very exciting time for JASMY, and that would be from current levels a push of around 180%. Now, I could be wrong. If we see Bitcoin selling off, then do imagine that JASMY could well back down to these sort of levels that we saw at the end of last year, which would be a 46% drop for JASMY. But if you go and look through the community, you probably won't be too worried by that because that's what everyone is waiting for. So potentially we won't see that. I do think that JASMY will eventually break this green line. When we re-break that green line, it's pretty much off to the races. Now, JASMY is still available on Binance. It's not available on Binance US. So if you live in the US and you're struggling to buy JASMY coin, then don't worry guys, I've got your back. You can use NordVPN, which will allow you to appear as if you're in another country. So you can use this to securely access different crypto sites. As well as that, if you are in crypto and trading crypto, you need to keep yourself secure. This is going to stop any malware, spyware, watching what you're doing, recording passwords, etc., and keep you safe along with your crypto. As well as that, you can use it to access different Netflix around the world and have pretty much unlimited amounts of films and TV shows because they're all different. And I've also got 3 months free for you, and you can find that down below in the description. Guys, if you enjoyed that quick JASMY update, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.